Good morning, folks. I'm digging at an old schoolhouse that was here in 1874. It was here from like 1874 up until I think like the 50s or something. But I'm back where the original schoolhouse was, right where it sat. The more modern school, I think it was built in like 1910 to the 50s, is up maybe 70 yards away or so. But this is the original schoolhouse. I haven't been here in like 3 years. Just figured I'd come back with my better detecting skills over the past couple years. First signal was a beer can. That's not very impressive, but right below it right here, right in the foundation, it's getting a 70 signal. I was thinking zinc penny. We got window glass. I saw some brick fragments as well, but look right here. See that? That's a ring. That's a broken ring. And that's an old ring too. Gold plated. Beautiful. An old ring from the 1874 schoolhouse. It had maybe a cameo or something. Some sort of picture in it. I'll have to clean that up. That's absolutely wonderful. That's an old ring. That's at least like World War I time, at least like teens. Beautiful. We'll clean it up, get a better look at it in a little bit, and keep on digging along. There's going to be some good stuff in here today. I have a good feeling. Second target. Just had a signal jumping all over the place, 30s to 80s. Dug it up. It's like a foot deep, maybe 10 inches, but I see brass. It looks like old brass. Absolutely. It's riveted. Looks like some sort of hinge, maybe. It's got a little strap right here. This is very interesting. It was riveted to something. Oh, you know what that is? That's a latch off of a trunk. This right here would have been affixed on the front of the trunk, and this is the latch where you would have locked it. How about that? You got the rivets still in it. I really hope this has some patent numbers or writing on it, so we can tell how old it is and maybe the company which this trunk was off of. But that's absolutely a trunk latch affixed into the leather or the wood on the side of it, and this is how you would latch your trunk. Very, very popular back in the 1800s, up until like, I don't know, 30s, 40s maybe. These big old, this is an old one though. This is a really old one. Real heavy duty brass latch for a trunk latch. Wonderful. I've only ever found one of these, and it was the part that connected to this. Oh, we had another pretty beautiful signal, 60s. It's right down in the hole here, but I wanted to show you this fence line. Oh, there's a bunch of old pieces of like mason jar and stuff. Old glass poking out of the dirt here. I'd seen more, but I'm not seeing it right now. Right here, and it wasn't that deep either. Oh yes, it's part off of an old blind. Basically, the old blinds up on top of your window, the pull-down blinds. They would have had one of these on either end, and this has patent dates. Okay, let's get down here. We have it patented October 27th, 1886, or 5. I think it's a 5. 1885. Patented October 27th, 85. Wonderful. So that's just what it is, a little pull down blind. It looks like a keyhole. That's what I thought it was for the longest time, but it's not. It's an end off of a blind. I think they also made some of these for like buckets screwed on. These rivets would have been on the bucket. And you put the handle in, but this is too lightweight for a bucket. This is a blind one. Wonderful. Alright, we're doing great. Very next target right next to it. We're doing fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch my channel, I'm sure you know what this is. This is from an oil lamp. That is the knob right there. They usually have patent info on it. I'm not seeing any. So it could be an earlier one or a later one. One of the two. But that's from an oil lamp. Back before electricity. Or even up in like the teens, 20s, 30s. Back before electricity was everywhere. Well, this was a school, so this had to have been a while ago. The school would have had these all around the room. Basically, in every corner of the room to illuminate it so you could see. This is the wick part right here. You turn that knob and the cloth wick would have went up and down. Basically, you would have made it brighter or darker. That's a whole mechanism right there. Wonderful. Jeez, another crazy brass piece. It's got giant rivets on it. Those are actually rivets, so this would have been attached to something super thick. And there's this thing here, like a belt hook, and it swivels. I'm not exactly sure what this is for. It would have been attached to something very thick, short going longer, so it would have been angled up. I'm confused about this one. Any ideas, people, please? These are some giant rivets on this thing. It's definitely very old. This is turning out to be a pretty good day. I mean, I thought I had this place covered like 3 years ago, and apparently I've gotten a lot better at digging. Right down here. Irony high tone. It's a padlock. It's missing its lock, so who knows what happened to that. It's an iron one. That brass piece is a little off center. But that's exactly what it is. It's an old padlock. Not seeing the keyhole really, unless it's, yeah, it's right here. Old skeleton key. There's the round part. You got the slit. That might be a skeleton key, I don't know. Wonderful. Spoon. These signals are terrible, but I like iron. That's an old iron serving spoon. It's a very old one. I like it. It might not survive electrolysis, but it might. We'll give it a shot. I like it. Big old iron spoon. That's some sort of fancy... I don't know what the hell that is. Huh. Almost looks like a top to something. A fancy top. Like there's a hinge right here that would lift up and lift down, but that's very old. I have no idea. But that needs to be cleaned up. That's pretty. Huh. I like it. Maybe stove. I don't know though. It really looks like there's a hinge right here. It would go up and down. Alright everybody, it's wrap up time. We had about 2 hours today and we did fairly well. I'm very surprised. We actually did awesome. It was a great day, especially for just a 2-hour day. Really cool stuff. Let's go over them right now. You've seen most of it, but let's check it out. Start off with the junk. A lot of cans, a lot of melted aluminum, a lot of iron and stuff. I've already threw a lot of iron away, like the real big chunks of stove and stuff. Now we'll go over here by our passion flowers and our tomatoes. This is a zinc pipe fitting, basically a quad connector, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some sort of zinc pipe thing. We got our cool pan, our iron pan. This is a chromed out knob, probably off of like a vehicle from the 50s or 40s. Super shiny. Oh, I'm upside down. Yeah, chrome. Most likely 40s, 50s, something like that. We got our busted lock. It actually is busted, so it was broken. Cool. We got our giant iron serving spoon. It's got like that 1900 design pretty much, and it gets a little wide right here, skinnier, like late 1800s, early 1900s design. Our giant riveted buckle doohickey, that would have been affixed to like iron or wood or cloth. It's really thick though. The end of whatever it was in there, so this might have been affixed to wood, maybe, with a big old buckley bit on the end there. We got our oil lamp. Couldn't find any dates on that. We got our end of a blind. It's got its iron rivet still in it. 1885. I got one fancy washer. It's got like a pattern all the way around it. It's like just a washer. One 4-hole button. One of these doohickeys. I have no idea what it is, but it went to something. Our ring. Our gorgeous ring. That's glass that's in there. Glass or plastic, I suppose, but probably glass. It's got some beautiful gold gilting on it. Very Victorian in its style. So that's most likely 1880s. Could be 1870s, because the place was there from 1874. The old schoolhouse. Wonderful finds. I bent the band as much as I could back. Only one part broke off of it. And this is really cool. This is a trunk latch off of one of those old, I can't remember the name you call them, but a giant trunk from the 1800s, stuff you see like the old Titanic times and going across the west with the big old corners on the cases. It's wonderful. This is very old. This is off of an old trunk. Can't remember the name of them right off the bat, but it's got big old brass rivets in there. That would have been affixed to the leather, which would have been through the wood and the leather. And it would have had another piece on top of this that would have shut and locked it. This would have been on the trunk. The other part would have been on the lid. Closed it together. I'll try to show you a picture of that, but seen better days, but it's wonderful. That's a great find. So we did very well in total. Awesome stuff right there. That's good for a site that I thought I had destroyed 3 years ago. But come back and amazing finds.